Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Godfell #1. This is a new book from Vault Comics. I am a big fan of Vault Comics, so let's talk about the creative team here. We have a story by Christopher Sebela with art by Ben Hennessy, Triona Farrell on colors, and letters by Jim Campbell. Um, as you guys know, if you follow me on social media, big fan of Vault. I love Vault. I love their comics. I think they're so much fun, and they take they put out comics that wouldn't normally go out anywhere else. I think they're a very unique brand, and this one is no exception. I've been looking forward to talking about this for a little while. We got a preview a few weeks ago, and so yeah, I've been just waiting for the debut so we can finally do this. But let me give you a quick synopsis here, and then we'll talk more about this book. On a sunny day in the land of Kermith, God falls dead from the sky. The impact sends out shockwaves that draw out royal families of war, shadowy creatures of the dark, and armies of dispossessed, all coming to lay claim to parts of God's body. In this power struggle wanders Sansi Volin, a soldier and berserker trying to get home after a years long war, forced to fight her way through the strange landscapes and in God's corpse. From soles of his feet through the top of his head, Sansi will acquire a mysterious traveling companion of her own pilgrimage. Um, yeah, I mean, this just sounds like some of the most insane fantasy stuff, and but I think we also have this really cool twist of like I don't know this whole premise of a god falling into the world and having to traverse its way through its body. Who knows what you're gonna find. So this is really really cool. So let's take a look at some preview art, and we'll talk more about this book. So this is the opening page here, which just kind of sets everything up, and I broke it up into two pieces because I really love the change in the palette, in the color palette. I love the like how everything's a little bit tilted, a little off kilter, and then just this is one of my favorite sounds in comics. The anything that ends with a lot of O's and the M, like with the krathum, like just those big bombastic sounds. And then we have just a quick sequence that really fills us in on setting up this world. So in the first two pages here, because this is a full spread page, you are dropped into this world, kind of like that god. So things are moving pretty quickly. The narration is concise as to everything that we need to know, and then we get onto the action. One of the things I wasn't expecting from this book is as we meet Sansi, and not only do we realize that she's a fantastic warrior, deadly in her own right, which I love the splashes of like just violence here doled out throughout the first few pages, but we also get to like this story of somebody that's kind of fed up with war, and they just want to go back home, which I think it's not something we normally see in these type of fantasy adventures. I think fantasy adventures normally have the party wanting to go out and do all these things, whereas here we see that our protagonist just wants to go back home. So that's really interesting. I think somebody that's kind of fed up with the war and also just serving others. And now that this god has fallen, things are changing rapidly. So I really appreciated that as well. And then just one other page I wanted to point out very quickly because I love here how Hennessy and the team just illustrate the passage of time and travel. And it's really like using the two pages here to elongate the trip and just traverse through all these different terrains, giving us little glimpses of this world. It is very very cool. Like these could be pages without any dialogue, and I think they would still show so much. But the narration on top really just adds that extra layer that we need to really understand what's going on with our protagonist. So I highly enjoyed this. We This book has action, has intrigue, and also just has a really cool protagonist that we want to follow around. A mystery of this companion that we meet along the trip, and then also just an expansion of how like it's showing us this world that these characters live in. So I've really really enjoyed this first issue. We have the second issue, so I'm gonna get to reading that now that we have this review out. So stay tuned. We'll definitely keep talking about Godfell because it's just a really fun comic. It also has some beautiful covers. I wasn't able to put everything at the end of the video, but I put some of my favorite ones on there. So let us know down in the comments which one you picked up. So as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. We'll be talking more about other Vault comics, also just for other comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.